Welcome back, everybody. We're really excited about you coming back for September, but we thought it'd be really good as well if we could just show you what our new routines are going to be. So Mr. Howe and I are going to be walking you through the routine from when you arrive in school to when you get dropped off and to when you get picked up at the end of the day. So we're going to take you on a little tour of the school, talking through the routines as we go.
So, as you can see, we're currently outside the front of the school. When you arrive in school, we'd like you to line up. If you're coming from the Headington end of Margaret Road, we'd like you to line up along this side. If, however, you're coming from the park, we'd like you to line up along this side, and it's up to you and your parents, please, to make sure you maintain social distancing as you line up and keep to the side of the pavement. When it's time to go into school, any time between 8:30 and 8:45, Mrs. Knapp will let groups of children in, and then you can move along to the right place for your year group. So when it is time to come into school, we would be expecting years 4, 5 and 6 to be coming onto the school site on their own and taking themselves off to their classrooms. On the first day back, there'll be lots of staff around to help everybody to make sure we all get to the right place.
So, as we come into the school, you're going to be finding that Year 3 classes, particularly if you're in Mrs. Jackson's class or Mrs. Roderick's class, you are still in the 2 temporary classrooms that are out on the front lawn. So when we get to the point here, the children will go into their classrooms and the adults will be asked to continue on and leave through a one-way system going through this gate here towards the front of the school. If you're in Year 2, you're actually going to come to the front of the school as well, and you're going to come through the gate and you will enter the building through the classroom which will now be Mr. Malpass's class. Many of you may know it as Mrs. Yeager's class, and you're going to go into your classroom through that way rather than going around the back of the school.
Everybody else will come past those 2 gates. As you'll see, the bike shed is currently locked. Unfortunately, we are going to have to leave the bike shed locked for the moment. We're going to do our best to try and get it open as soon as we can, particularly around October half term. So if you're not in those classes we've already mentioned, you're going to come through and go down the side alleyway. All of the obstructions that are here at the moment will be removed. You're going to come down the side alleyway towards the back playground,
where the Year 1 children will be taken to their classrooms. Again, unfortunately, in the past, adults would have been allowed to take the children in, but under this circumstances, unfortunately, you will have to stay outside. But this classroom we stood outside now is Mrs. Aston's class, and the children will go into there. If they're in Mrs. Rosewarne's class, they will go in through this door here. And if they're Mrs. Jarstad's class, they will continue and go up the slope to her classroom here.
Some children from years 4, year 5, year 6 and Mrs. Howe's class will come all this way round. So if you're in Mrs. Howe's class, if you're in Mrs. Willard's class, or if you're in Mrs. Williams' class, you're going to go in through this door here. And then Mr. Habershaw's class are going to go in through this door just here. If you're a parent that's dropping off from younger year groups, so from Year 1 or other year groups, you'll be using this route to go through a one-way system round and out to the back of the school.
This is now where Year 5 will go into the building. If you're in Mr. Davis's class or Mrs. Rianne's class, you will go in through the door to the left-hand side here. If you are in Miss G's class, you will go in through the back door up the slope, and all of Year 6 children will enter through the main door here to go to their classrooms.
Finally, parents that are dropping off and have come all the way through the back of the school will appear at the car park here. The car park will be closed to traffic during pick-up and drop-off times. If you can stick to the path, we go straight down the path at the side here, out through the exit and out onto Windmill Road, Margaret Road.